Okay, so for the action potential, we should know the few facts that the neuron is always negatively charged, and its membrane has a minus 70 millivolts of negative charge inside, and this is called a resting membrane potential. Resting membrane potential, or RMP, this is the charge present on each neuron when it is in the resting state and it is not transmitting any type of the action potential. So the cell membrane of the neuron would be negatively charged, and that would be minus 70 millivolts. Whenever there is a disturbance in this volt, it may lead to the generation of the action potential, right? But that action potential does not happen every time when this charge is disturbed. There should be a condition which should be satisfied, and that condition is called the threshold potential. And that is minus 55 millivolts. So what this means, that threshold potential is the amount of the charge which should be reached in order to initiate a successful action potential, right? When if this for example, if the minus 70 millivolts is reduced to minus 55 millivolts, that action potential will start. And I can explain this by drawing this diagram here, a graph. So if we take a charging reading here somewhere, right? So if we put a meter, a voltmeter at a neuron, we will see that when the neuron is at rest, it has a minus 70 millivolts of the charge on its cell membrane, right? So we are basically plotting voltage against time. So when the neuron is not conducting any type of the action potential, its charge or its membrane is minus 70 millivolts, and it has to reach the charge of minus 50 most of the time. It may vary at the location and the type of the neuron, but average or the mostly it is minus 55 millivolts. Whenever there is a change or increase in the voltage within the cell of within the neuron cell, and that change is up to minus 55 millivolts, it will lead to the generation of the action potential. So now imagine that if some sort of electrical current or the electrical change happens at this point, so this will increase the voltage, right? And if this voltage does not touch the minus 55 line and the stimulus is over, the neuron will restore its resting membrane potential. So there could be many other events where that small changes in the resting membrane potential happens, but it did not touch the threshold level, hence no action potential started. But now imagine that there is a strong enough stimulus that has caused the change in the resting membrane potential to minus 55 millivolts. So at this point the action potential will be initiated, and it won't stop until it is transmitted from one point to the another point of the neuron, and from the axonic terminals it is transmitted to the dendrites of the next adjacent neuron. So so this part of the change in the polarity of the neuron's membrane is called depolarization. And after that, once that action potential has been transmitted to the adjacent neuron, this the cell membrane tries to restore its resting membrane potential because it has to stop transmitting the neurons, so the charge drops again and reaches towards this resting membrane potential, and this mechanism is called repolarization of the neuron cell membrane. But this process or this change in the charge does not stop straight away at the resting membrane potential, rather it goes a little bit below the resting membrane potential and then it is restored, right? So this point which is below the resting membrane potential is called hyperpolarization, and then finally this resting membrane potential is restored. Okay, so that was the mechanism of the generation and movement of the action potential in terms of the change in the polarity of the cell membrane.